Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic.
Howdy doody, friends, and welcome back to our Sabbath series. We are in part 3. We're talking about Imbolc today.
I've been working really hard trying to think of a good pun.
Well, it's hard to do when we're filming them in bulk.
Pack it up. I'm done here. God damn it. And I knew the second I said it that you were going to have one in the tank.
You saw the little glint in my eyes.
One in the chamber. God,
you know, I didn't
it.
have one until you started to say that. And I was like, please don't say it. Please don't say it, Madison. I need this one. Let me have this one.
Me have this.
You had Yule. Let me have this one.
We just take turns who's got a good pun.
That's what we do here on Demystify Magic. Welcome. If it's your first time here, strap in.
Yeah, you picked an interesting time to start midway through a series in our first ever video podcast. But welcome. I hope you have a great time. We love you already.
Yeah.
Yeah, today we're talking about Imbolc. But first, let's share our magic moment from our Patreon.
Yay! By the way, our Patreon is where you can find our clubhouse. And in our clubhouse are all kinds of extra goodies. And for this series, we have all of our notes on the different Sabbats, as well as some medium effort rituals that you can explore if you want to. But today's magic moment comes from Tori. Tori says, I have a new magic moment. The farm near me that has a creamery with vending machines for cheese, curds, and milk. Anyways, today they were doing a meet the cows thing.
Love meeting the cows.
Love
Big
it.
fan. I'm into that.
I would be utterly upset if you didn't like cows.
Utterly?
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there.
I'd be dairy upset. Can I tell my Wisconsin story?
Sure.
Speaking of cows and milk.
I'm not going to keep it from you.
My magic moment is getting to tell this story because every time I have a student in an attunement session and they're from Wisconsin, I go, have I told you my Wisconsin story? And they're like, no. And then I have to tell it. So this is for all of you in Wisconsin. I went to Wisconsin in 2012. And as I was leaving, I was going through TSA in the airport. And a woman in front of me was getting her bag searched. And the TSA agent goes, ma'am, do you have any cheese in this bag? And she goes, yeah, is that a problem? And he goes, well, that depends how sharp it is. And I laughed so hard, I had to step out of line.
I can't believe that story doesn't end with, and that man was Justin, and now we're married.
No.
Like I would expect that if you saw that occur, you would drop to one knee and propose.
Genuinely, I have told that story. Anytime someone's mentioned Wisconsin, I'm like, I got to tell you my story.
and the story is just someone else's joke.
It was the best part of the trip.
Oh, I believe it.
It was hay cutting season, and this is where I learned I had a hay allergy.
Oh, hay fever?
Just something like that. I don't know.
Is that what hay fever is?
I don't think so, but I couldn't see out of my eyeballs. And there was such a small town, they didn't have a pharmacy. So I was like living on the edge outside of Bentonville town.
What do they do if they need an Advil?
You have to go to like Joe's Corner Store and hope he has it.
Damn. Jeez.
So when I left and I heard that joke,
redeemed it for you?
It was like something in me just, it was like a supernova. It was my first magic moment, truly.
Not a supernova. Oh my God. Okay. Well, it's topical.
Thank you, Tori, for giving me an excuse to tell that story on the podcast. I have been trying to fit that story into our podcast for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 150 episodes. I've been trying to find a way to talk about it. And there was no way for me to bring up Wisconsin without seeming like I was pulling it out of the derriere. Which ironically is what you breathe in Wisconsin.
Okay. It's topical that we're talking about cows in the magic moment because Imbolc has a lot of ties to livestock. So excellently placed magic moment. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Good work, Tori.
Thank you, Tori. So Imbolc is on February 1st every year. It's the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So Yule and Ostara. And it marks like the first kind of hints of spring. It's where, you know, like the ground is probably still a little bit frozen, but we're starting to see that like fertility in livestock rather than in crops.
Oh,
Yes.
I never think about livestock when I think about the cycles of nature. I always think of like squirrels, deer, bears. I never think that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So Imbolc is the festival that I really struggle with the most. I don't have a strong connection to it, and probably because it kind of exists in that very niche part of like a very specific cycle.
I wonder if you'll have more of a connection to it this time around because your mom now keeps livestock.
Yes. Oh, I do. That's a
so
really great point.
Interesting.
Yes. Okay. I'll report back. But it's like that very specific part of spring that I don't really have.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really a moment. Like it really does kind of sometimes here feel like you wake up one day and it's just summer, and then we live in that for 6 months.
I like how you say here, like we're in Florida. We're
You're right.
literally
We're
in Chicago. Like
not
we're not
here.
in either of our climates.
You know what I listen. You know what I mean. At home,
Yeah.
we have our 6 month summer, and you wake up one day and there's a chill in the air.
Yeah. And then the next day it's gone.
And the next day it's gone. And then in springtime, you wake up one day and summer has begun.
See, February, all I think of is like I miss the sun.
Yeah.
Because February was the time when I worked like a 9 to 5. I wouldn't see the sun Monday through Friday. Like it wouldn't be there when I went into work, and it would be almost gone by the time I left.
Yeah.
Which is like a very, very hard period to live through. I remember one year I lived in a basement.
Yeah.
And so February was like so fucking hard. I literally did not see the sun.
Yeah.
Like had grow lights to keep my houseplants alive.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. So like I never like the first signs of spring for me is like kind of early March-ish.
Yeah. So I would imagine that like in a place like that, something like Imbolc would be a really important piece because it gives you something to celebrate. It's like, okay. And I mean, like, I guess it being on February 1st kind of sucks for you when you're having, like, you're going into that really hard period, but almost like a celebration of the ways that other.
Yeah, we're halfway to halfway there.
Did you almost say halfway to hell?
I was going to say halfway to halfway, but then that's a quarter way and it didn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah, we're halfway to hell through most of February, so.
We're halfway to hell most of the time.
Some of us are full way.
Yeah. You know, there are some certain
I'm
demographics.
1/8 to hell right now.
There are some demographics that think we're already there.
Hey.
Us specifically.
If you're
the witches.
listening right now.
Tell us how close you think we are to hell. Drop it in the comments. But Imbolc comes from an old Irish word that I'm not going to try to pretend that I can pronounce. But imagine the same letters of Imbolc, IMBOLC, but it's I space Imbolc. And it's the old Irish word for in the belly.
Oh,
so
because the livestock are fertile.
Yes, it's referencing
in the belly.
Pregnancy, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, so it's like that first beginning fertility, which fertility is usually really associated with
spring.
With the spring equinox.
Yeah.
But I think like the real difference here is that Imbolc is about that like growing of that fertility. Spring equinox is about the birth. You know, it's like the eggs hatching and things like that.
That means Yule is like the ovulation.
It's the conception.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
We just took a 10-minute detour in between recording episodes to go deep down the rabbit hole of how sexual Hallelujah really is. I was right. And it's a lot. It's deeply, deeply sexual. And it remains my favorite Christmas song. This has solidified my love for it. So, anyways.
It's now mine too. Fuck Wham's Last Christmas.
Yeah, fuck Wham.
Fuck new shoes for Christmas. My mouth just farted. Did you hear that? Did you pick that up? That was my mouth.
The conception is Yule. The pregnancy, the carrying.
So Samhain's the ovulation, the start of the cycle.
The witch's New Year. It's just all one big
The veil is
pregnancy,
thin
baby.
and so is the cervical mucus.
For certainly. It's
all coming together.
It's all coming together. You know what? You're so welcome. This is actually all about Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. It's just one. The Wheel of the Year is just one big metaphor for hallelujah
sex.
and for sex. Imbolc was celebrated in Gaelic Ireland and Scotland again as a, say it with me, fire festival. But it was also super tied to fertility, which then it's also connected to the goddess Brigid.
Wait, what's that festival in A Court of Thorns and Roses?
Oh, it's a real thing that I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's like somewhere around this time, though,
Yes,
isn't it?
it's tied to spring, which is why there's fucking involved in the festival.
Right.
Yeah, it's a version of that.
Interesting. So it's a fuck fest.
Yes.
Imbolc is fuck fest.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't want to besmirch the good Gaelic, Irish, and ancient Scottish name.
We would never.
We would never.
Never.
But it is tied to fertility.
Yeah.
And so that then ties it to Brigid. She's a goddess of poetry, healing. She's also, I've seen her really described, at least in modern paganism, as a goddess that's really like deeply tied to self-love. She's like a very gentle deity.
Yeah.
So you'll see things like Brigid's crosses, and see like offerings for her as a big part of Imbolc. But purification of the home and of the hearth was central. So like a lot of sweeping of like last year's ashes as you like are slowly coming out of the period where you need the fire all of the time. As it gets a little bit warmer, you know, brush away that like dirt and grime of last year to leave space for new.
And as we talked about it in the last 2 episodes, the fire has that protective quality to it too. So it's like sweeping away everything the fire has burned off and protected you from and releasing it. Love that.
So something else I found in my research is that Imbolc might have laid the ground for Groundhog's Day.
Tell me everything. Wait. Puxatawny Phil is about to make his 3rd appearance on this podcast.
It's time. So
tell me.
They would do divination with the weather on Imbolc. The idea was if Imbolc is bright and clear, winter will linger.
Because February 2nd is Groundhog's Day. Shut the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a part of that like older Imbolc tradition is the idea of seeing how much longer winter will last.
Is Puxatawny Phil a witch?
You heard it here first. Get him on the podcast.
I don't know if they do this, but do they ever have like celebrities go and like stand with Phil and be like, Shadow?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched the Groundhog's Day.
I know the
festivities.
president's involved, so like I don't want to be involved for the next couple of years. But like once we get someone good in the office, can we like petition to like be there as like the hype women for Phil?
Maybe.
You're not into that as an Imbolc celebration?
No, I think I'm skeptical of the idea of getting anyone good in there.
Honestly, fair. Fair, very fair. Yeah.
It's nothing against you, Phil.
Maybe
it's the government that's my problem.
Maybe we create a heist where we break Phil out and we free Phil. # free Phil.
I think that we would be, I don't know. Now we've said it on a public forum, so now we really can never do it. But if you wanted to free Phil, just know that we'd be in your corner.
We'd pay the bail money from our Patreon fees.
It might take us a minute, but we'd get there. Modern pagans have interpreted this idea of Imbolc. First of all, it's like, you know, as we've talked about, the assembly of this Wheel of the Year is very much a modern pagan thing. And so, you know, we're kind of assembling this from all of these different places.
Smorgasbord.
Yes, for certainly a smorgasbord. But we've kind of taken it and created this emphasis around the new beginnings that would be tied to that idea of fertility. I really like to tie it to, as you know, as we've talked about at length, no children in these wombs between the two of us.
Barren soil.
Barren soil. Barren soil.
I don't even have branches anymore.
Mine are riddled with cysts. It's not a fertile landscape over here. You know, you want nothing to do with these ovaries. But that idea of purification is really important. And I think that's something that I lean on. And like the things that I am interested in growing that are not other human beings.
Yeah.
You know, like what am I putting my energy into growing and like nurturing?
I always use fertility style spells and correspondence for creativity.
Yes.
It's like, what are you growing from the inside out? It's the same energetic. I was thinking as you were talking about like fertility and Imbolc, I'm wondering like, are there any rituals around like menstruation?
I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
I feel like that would be the easiest way for me to celebrate. Like
Yeah.
when it's like this shitty, like no one has fucking energy in February
Yeah.
in Maine. It's like, how can I just be like, thanks, Brigid?
Yeah, like
You know?
honoring your own cycle.
Yeah.
And your own, like, honoring the part of your body that gave you fertility at one point, you know?
Yeah.
Totally. I think that that's something that you could for sure do. I don't know that it has any historical context.
No, I mean, that's what I'm going
but
to do.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love that. Imbolc for me too is like very much a time of putting effort into creativity. I think like I've talked about this on the podcast before where I feel like I have reverse seasonal depression where I get really really sad in the summer and I like feel my shit come back
Yeah.
in the fall and in the winter. And so February can kind of, for me, feel like the ending of that. And Imbolc has become a time where I really honor what I've created and what has like felt really good and what I've brought into fruition over the course of, and to like being in a brick and mortar retail space, it's where we have like our last kind of hurrah of snowbirds. In Florida. And so, people come in winter and usually like peak snowbird season is like January, February. February is a huge time, especially at Hedgewood and Tarpon Springs. Tarpon is a huge snowbird community.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And so it's, we celebrate this like influx of people and it's kind of the last hurrah before things slow down. And so I really try to like appreciate February for what it is and celebrate the successes that come with the store being a lot busier, celebrate all of the things that we've created, and then kind of like put that joy in my like emotional stores to keep for later. It's like my version of getting ready to hibernate, but it's summer hibernation and it's not real hibernation. It's it's like my happiness stores to keep me going through the summer as I'm fucking sweating my ass off.
Yeah. What's so interesting is like February is like the end of our slowdown.
Yeah.
Because like everything starts to kind of like open back up in March. Like we have a Dairy Queen in South Portland that it opens like mid-February.
It closes for a season?
Oh, honey. Almost every ice cream shop in Maine closes.
I guess that
for
makes
the winter.
sense. I mean, in my mind, a chain, that's wild.
Yeah, unless it's a grill and chill, it's closed.
Wow.
Yeah, and we don't have many grill and chills.
Yeah.
But a lot of businesses in Maine close for the winter, like hotels, bed and breakfasts, restaurants, especially in like the smaller communities. But yeah, we have a Dairy Queen in South Portland. Most Dairy Queens reopen like March, April-ish, like around spring equinox. This one opens February. And that's when I know, as soon as that sign goes up for the banana splits or the blizzard of the month, I know spring is coming. That's my Imbolc ritual.
That's incredible.
Just going, I don't even go to that Dairy Queen. I just drive by it every week.
I don't often, I struggle sometimes to find something to be grateful for about Florida as an institution. I love St. Pete, very grateful for St. Pete, have a lot of love for that place. But Florida as a whole, as a place to live, I struggle sometimes. Yeah. But where I can find some gratitude is at our ice cream stores, they never close.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I wouldn't have thought about that. I guess in my mind, like I know that especially like up north and, in places where there's a lot of heavy tourism in the summer, things close for the winter. But like to me, a Dairy Queen stays open all year long. Like any chain would stay open all year long. But that makes a lot of sense. Who's eating ice cream in Maine
I mean, I am. A lot of us locals are.
But like there's less. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
thank you. Now I'm learning.
Before we dive into our low effort rituals, let's hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by us.
Hey, Molly. I think our best magic moments happen off mic.
Yeah, best is a stretch, unhinged for sure, though. The wild spell brainstorming, the questions people whisper about in chat, and the rituals that we experiment with.
That's what the Demystify Clubhouse is for. It's your backstage pass to everything.
When you join our Patreon, you get bonus pod episodes where we go deeper into everything from unhinged tangents, puppy updates, to spell work. You never know what we're gonna yap about, but we promise it'll make your day feel lighter. You also get access to notes from our deep dive episodes and spell guides created just for the Clubhouse. Plus behind the scenes content where we share insights, host Q&As, do group chats, and you can post your magic moments or ask your magical questions. Plus early access and special discounts on workshops, events, and merch.
It's like being a part of a coven without ever leaving your couch.
If you want real life magic, support, growth, and people who will geek out about it with you, come join us on the Patreon at demystifymagic.com.
Okay, so some low effort rituals for Imbolc. We're bringing it back to the candles. A candle ceremony. Light every candle in the house. That's something.
Oh my God, the
that
amalgamation of smells.
Well, maybe you get like an unscented version. Or if you're like me and you have at least 7 of your favorite candle, just in case because it's seasonal. For balsam, Bath & Body Works, I like to keep it all year round. If I can't make it myself, I'm going to buy Imbolc.
Imbolc.
You know, just light that one candle in 7 different spots, you know?
Okay.
But like filling the house with candlelight, celebrating that return of the light, that welcoming of spring. Or, I mean, you can just do it with one if you'd like, you know.
Just turn all the lights on in your house.
Or just turn
like
all the lights on.
Home Alone style.
Home Alone style. Hit someone in the head with a frying pan or something.
Yeah. I think Brigid would like that.
Yeah, I agree. You can make a Brigid's cross.
What is that?
So I I can't explain it to you, but it's made out of like any kind of organic material, usually like straw. It's a cross woven in a very specific way that I literally have a sticker of one. But if you Google Brigid's cross, it comes up fairly easily. I don't know how to describe it with my words. It's
This is
just
a video
shape.
medium. So Lily's going to put a photo of Brigid's cross right here.
Thank you, Lily.
Everybody say thank you.
Love you, mean it. But this is something that you can hang above your door for protection and to bring blessings in the coming year. You can also bring in that energy of that home purification, do your own sort of like hearth sweeping.
Yeah, spring cleaning.
This is very much, like Imbolc has very much spring cleaning.
Maybe go review our Mundane Magic series.
Could be fun. But it has that sort of spring cleaning energy. And I would imagine that that's kind of where it comes from.
Yeah.
Is through this kind of like cultural idea. But you can do like a thorough sweep, a thorough smoke cleanse, or like sprinkle water that's charged with salt or herbs, you know, all over the house in addition to your like regular spring cleaning. Like just bringing a little bit of magic into that.
You could also, another really good spring cleaning hack that is particularly important this Imbolc is to pre-order Mundane Magic at any bookstore that you like, including Spellcrafter and the Healing Hedge Witch, which if you pre-order it, you will get access to a live Zoom book talk with the author, yours truly.
And I'll be there too.
You like that plug?
Excellent plug.
Seamless plug.
Seamless plug. Very well done. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
So for Imbolc offerings, you could leave any kind of dairy, butter, or like oats or oat cakes, anything with like a grain in it. Leave that as an offering for Brigid. You could leave it outside under a tree. You could have an Imbolc altar. I like to leave a little spot on my altar for like seasonal specific offerings and candles and things, like just a little thing that I can interchange throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so putting them on that little spot just as a little thank you, ask for that protection and those blessings.
Yeah.
Maybe ask her to help you bring in some of that self-love that she's now known for, that like gentle energy.
Or that motivation.
That motivation,
sweep.
totally. Especially the motivation to sleep. God damn.
Sweep, sweep, sweep. I said sweep. Sweep.
Is that not what I said?
I thought you said sleep.
No, I said sweep.
Okay. Well, I mean, we might need motivation to sleep.
I don't need any motivation for that. Thank
especially
you very
not
much.
in February.
No, especially
honestly.
not in February. For colors, I've got white for purity. It also can symbolize like the snow that's beginning to melt, hopefully.
It's not beginning to melt
in
February.
Okay. Listen, I don't know shit about fuck.
One thing about Maine is all right, here's my tangent. So back in the day, my youth, okay, you could expect snow from like December to like spring equinox-ish.
Yeah.
Really starts to melt like after the spring equinox to early April. However, over the last couple of decades, what I've noticed is we don't get our first big storm until really like end of January or early February, at least in the southern half of the state where I am. And literally, like, we've had a green Christmas. Like, you can look at my running apps. I have gone for a run on Christmas because it's usually like 54, 55 degrees,
Yeah.
which is like spring for us.
Yeah.
One year we did get a giant snowstorm on Thanksgiving, and that was like unheard of.
Really?
Absolutely absurd. Yeah. So like that's the thing about like Imbolc that I feel like it doesn't feel like the in-between for me. February is when you get hit the hardest, like with the cold, with the chill, with the dark, with the snow, all of that. Like, and I'm married to someone who plows snow for a living, and he like February is when he's gone.
Really?
He's out plowing. Yeah. So it's so interesting to me that like, I mean, it's definitely like climate change has a hand in it.
Yeah.
Because we also, it's been 90 degrees in May, and we usually get like 3 90-degree days in like August. But like, I'm curious how like that will continue to shift perspective of like, the wheel, you know?
I mean, I think for sure that has like impacted all of our level of like connection and really like our disconnection from the earth and its natural cycles because they're being disrupted.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting because this is soapbox. It's interesting because if we think about like who is creating that disruption, capitalism.
Yeah.
Who hates witchcraft? Capitalism.
Yeah.
Right? This is all about like finding ways of using what you have inside, using what you have, connecting with the earth, connecting with community. And that is the antithesis to capitalism.
Totally. Yeah.
So if you want to fight capitalism,
Do witchcraft.
celebrate the Wheel of the Year.
So also on our list of colors, I've got light green to symbolize that renewal. And then yellow or gold for that returning sun.
So it's like kind of similar to Yule.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the Wheel of the Year, it really, especially because they are all only 6 weeks apart, they do bleed into one another pretty seamlessly. You'll always find kind of remnants of the one before it in that particular Sabbath. And so that's where like this part of the year can be really confusing for me because one, I don't really have a spring.
Yeah.
And two, they all do feel very similar.
Yeah.
And so if there are things that you really love to do for the spring equinox for Yule, you can extend that into Imbolc as well.
Yeah.
And use that kind of like as an excuse to continue that energy. Because it is really like the dark half of the year will all have similar themes. And then as we move into the light half of the year, they will all have similar themes as well. It's often about the sun. And, you know, the difference between of 6 weeks as you move into spring, it can be, it's different, but it's not that different.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't feel like drastically different, like spring equinox and Yule feel, or like Samhain or whatever.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like when you're in that dark half, because I'm like, I'm just napping through it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
And that's why, like, we have 3 fire festivals in the Wheel of the Year. We have multiple harvest festivals in the Wheel of the Year. Like, they all, because those periods of time expand further than just one day.
Yeah.
You know, in a 3-month period, you're going to have a lot of harvesting. You're going to have a lot of fertility. You're going to have that fertility of the livestock, and you're going to have that fertility of the land.
You know what I think we should do for Imbolc this year?
Tell me.
Let's throw a Puxatawny fill party.
Okay.
Like literally, like we could have T-shirts that say #freefill.
Oh, like it's like a
themed,
okay,
like a Super Bowl event.
Okay.
Right? And we could serve foods for Brigid.
Okay.
And we
oat cakes.
And we could milk your mom's cows.
Well, for that to happen, they would have to have babies, which
we could pet your mom's cows.
That'll do.
And we could,
you know, her donkey is pregnant, we think.
Tea.
So for those who might not know, my mom went off the grid this year. And
we love her for it.
And we love her for it. She went out into the middle of nowhere, and she now has not 2 dogs. She has 2 donkeys. She has more than 2 dogs. 2 donkeys, 2 cows, and a bunch of chickens. I was able to give Anthony...
And 4 dogs and 7 cats.
And 800 cats and 4,000 dogs. It's a lot of critters. And but she has land, and so they have plenty of space, and they're happy, and it's great. And you know,
I love that for her.
It's the life we've always wanted. It's amazing. But my mom was told that the boy donkey was fixed, couldn't have babies, and that the girl donkey couldn't have babies either, and I don't remember why.
An immaculate conception?
Virgin Mary donkey on our hands. No, my mom got.
Oh, what an ass.
Get it? Ass.
The jokes are coming in bulk in this episode.
I can't. I hate it. I can't. Oh my God. But I literally had the thought of like, oh, sad. Lita's going to give birth before Imbolc. We should know by like November, December, I think.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, please.
But for herbs, we've got Angelica for protection and blessings, basil for prosperity and renewal, and then rosemary for cleansing and remembrance.
Mm-hmm. I've never thought to use rosemary for remembrance.
Yeah. I like it because it brings in that protective energy to like protect those memories too, you know?
Oh, that's cute. I love that. I've never thought about protection of memories.
Yeah.
I learned so much on Demystify Magic.
What a great podcast we have.
If you learn on Demystify Magic too, maybe rate us 5 stars. I don't know. Could be fun.
Could be fun.
For crystals, we have amethyst for purification and spiritual connection. Also really good for like calming, you know. I feel like February, we're all on edge because we're all cold, tired, dark, not sleeping well, or sleeping too much. Moonstone, which is great for fertility, cycles, intuition, new beginnings. Also connecting within with that, like finding that creative spark again within your inner wisdom. And sunstone for joy and celebrating the return of the light.
Yeah, I thought it was really important to have both of those in there because Imbolc is the middle point between
sunstone,
winter,
moonstone.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And spring, and so we have that longest night. We have that longest, or not the longest day, but you know,
the return of the sun.
The return of the sun.
Yeah, the tipping point.
Yes. Having that kind of balance there feels really integral to Imbolc as a holiday.
I love working with a combination of moonstone and sunstone. I really like to do it for balance. Like if you're feeling like, you know, when you have a decision to make, you kind of feel like you're in a tug of war with yourself.
Yeah.
Calling on moonstone in one hand and sunstone in the other.
Yes.
And asking to find that middle ground or to be directed towards more the other. Because the sun is very like, what's external coming in? Like, what is the logical choice? What is the choice other people would look to? What would other people think or say? And moonstone is very that intuitive, receptive, like what's coming from within.
Yeah.
So holding both in both hands and letting them help guide you in one direction or other. One of my favorite decision-making practices.
Yeah, and that's also something that you can do with clear quartz and obsidian or smoky quartz.
Yeah.
Because like those darker stones are so strongly associated with the root, and then clear quartz is associated with the crown.
Yeah.
What is my gut saying, and what is my intuition
spirit,
saying?
yeah.
What is spirit saying?
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. So that's also something that you could bring into Imbolc if you didn't have access to sunstone and moonstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Did we do it?
I think we did it.
Amazing. We will see you next time as we dive into Ostara, as we hop in to a holiday that you'll maybe see some parallels with another Christian holiday.
Yeah, I can't wait to spring into it.
Me either.
Okay, love you.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links, from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us, are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye.